the end, which is really just the beginning of the 40-something retreat. It was, of course, not so much what we talked about, although those things will be important. It was more the vibration that you set up. And so now it's all about continuing, all about keeping on expanding, all about resolving conflicts and upsets as quick as you can. Yeah, because they're going to happen. But now we know that it's not what happens, it's our response to it. It's what stories do we carry forward from it. So we listen to those stories and we are mindful of those stories. We witness ourselves and we notice what we're generating. We notice what we're creating as quickly as possible. And we see the trajectory. And if we notice the nose is tipped down, we know what happens. So we find every way we can, self-soothing, diving in, prostrating, changing our story, swimming, whatever it is for you. That was just such an uplift yesterday. If you're a water person, you just have to get in water. Yeah. It was so much fun with you. Yeah. You know, I go down there and I see the kids doing all the stuff we were doing. Yeah. That was so cool. So just take this vibrational reset or uplift or upgrade that you just got and ask those effective questions. How can I continue this expansion? What is this just the beginning of? You can make up a million effective questions. That was a new one. I've never done that one before. What is this just the beginning of? Life doesn't like to stand still. We tend to either be going like this or we tend to be going like that. It's really hard to go just steady. You know, even commercial airliners, even though they've got those sophisticated navigation system, the wind blows them off just a little bit and then it corrects. And the wind blows them off just a little bit and then it corrects. It's almost impossible, unless it's just dead calm, to go in a straight line. So something's pushing you off a little bit and you correct. And then something's pushing you off a little bit and you correct. You just don't wait long to correct. That's the ticket. And I hope you've fallen in love with the silence and with the feeling of focusing on the presence, the non-physical, whatever you want to call it. I hope that now it'll keep pulling you back. You'll be in the middle of a busy day and it'll go, oh, come to me. What was that German song, Zurück zu mir? Come back to me. Not that you ever really leave, but your focus leaves, you know? You don't really leave, you can't. There's nowhere to go. It's everywhere. But our focus is what hops. Scott and I have a joke about me getting shiny baubled. You know, he'll say, would you pick that stuff up, help me out and pick that stuff up? And then all of a sudden I see a plant that needs watering. So I'm watering the plant and he goes back and, well, that stuff is still there. You got shiny baubled. But that's what we do. You know, it's a big, wonderful, distracting world with all kinds of stuff to do and see and play with. So I find it hard to go in a straight line, you know, although when I'm focused, man, I'm going in a straight line. But otherwise, we tend to bounce from shiny bauble to shiny bauble. So focus is something precious, and you've had the chance to do that in 5 days. We're coming up on 5 days that you've been able to really pay attention to what's most important. Most important. Boy, when you have that, whoo, everything else just falls into alignment. Yeah, more and more and more and more and more. Does that for me too, more and more and more. And you know, there are always things that we wish could be even more in alignment, and so we keep those intentions going. We don't give up. We stay unattached and intend the best. You know, I liked my relationship with that one brother that was great 2.5 years ago to come back into alignment. Yeah, when I took over my mom's finances, that's when he didn't like me anymore. So, you know, there's got to be some way, though. Yeah. So, are you ready to speak again? Or are you just wanting to stay in that silence more? Yeah, it sounds like you're really into it. Deep into it. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't ready to speak again at the end of 21 days. And then a long flight home, still wasn't really ready to speak. You can always go back in there too. You can. It'll be there. It's always there. You can always visit the void. Also, something that we don't often get a chance to do, and that's to connect with people without words. So we'll do that. One of the things that really confirmed it for me about Scott was that when we first met, it wasn't about talking. He didn't have a lot to say. We would just be. And he could be silent. But there was big connection in that silence. We would have a meal, even out somewhere, and then he'd reach over and take my hand and close his eyes, and so I would close my eyes. And we would just sit there for a while and meditate. That really felt good. Yeah, so here's an effective question. How can you connect beyond words? More. I heard Amy do it in the recorded session that you sent me for professional certification. And she was just holding this palpable presence while this person started speaking. It wasn't, do you know the difference between empty and emptiness that has fullness in it, just filled with presence? It was a delight to hear it and experience it. So there is that kind of communication. It is nourishing and rich. Now you've probably, by experience, by contrast, noticed that a lot of talk is just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. People do it to fill space, but the space is still kind of empty. unlike that presence-filled space. A lot of talk is to get over nervousness, like, well, what do we do to fill the space? Or it's not mindful talk. Now you will feel that difference, or you'll feel it even more. And when your words have purpose and focus, they're so much more powerful.